Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show where we talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. We do this live every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we got the Travis crew in the chat. Travis K and Travis Shrams here. DFLJ stopped in first, like literally 2 hours ago. Huck Karinsky's in here. Shout out to Huck Karinsky for being a member of the channel for literally 17 months. Wild. If you want to learn more about the membership thing, there's a join button down below, and it gets you access to the members only live stream, which we will be doing right after this stream. So with that being said, shout out to Paul Nanny, Augustin, Salty BMXer, Hux again, BMX Pete's in here, Kevin Jackson, all kinds of people in the chat. No Noah McBride though, but he's going to be in Ohio this weekend. So with that being said, let's get into the news. Talk about Swampfest 2023. If you weren't there, you missed out. Somebody said in the chat how they thought that it might not have been as crazy this year. So I was thinking about it a little bit, and you can watch all of these videos. I have an entire list of videos in the description down below where you can watch pretty much everything riding and event-wise that went down, from the course preview to the build, from dig to the rail jam highlights on the kinked rail, to the kinked rail, the step up, and the pole jam gap on dig, to the Bloom vert wall jam over on our BMX, Pit Viper rail jam, which was like a roller coaster ledge jam more than it was a rail jam. And people were jumping off of the literal castle into the water, and it was crazy. Swamp rail event, the escalator rail jam, which was so wild. Then the roller coaster jam, which was this roller coaster rail literally, as well as the pole jam long jump is in this video as well on our BMX. Watch this just to see this dude do the roller coaster rail to backflip, go down, and then do another backflip. So insane. Then we had Cult's take on Swampfest this year, followed by Diggs in the cut. So many videos from Swampfest. And when I was thinking about it, it was definitely crazier. The riding may not have had as many spectacle crazy things as last year, but I think that was sort of by design, by making this course here something that a lot of people could ride and anybody could find something to do on this course, versus last year, which was just mostly spectacle stuff that people could not hit. Like, people who weren't just going to send it or weren't super calculated couldn't hit some of the stuff last year, most of the stuff last year. And a lot of people said, oh, there's only 4 people trying any event. And that's because they were so crazy that only 4 or 5 people at the whole entire Swampfest event were even going to try it. This year, there was a lot more stuff for a lot more people. Skateboarding was involved as well, skating this bowl that had some concrete areas in it. And I think it was just crazy. I think it was crazier than last year, especially when you look at the fire of this castle and the partying with the band and fireworks going off literally everywhere. It was insane. There was more fireworks than ever before this year. It was a good time. If you missed out, plan to go next year. I heard that the venue was sold, but the people who run the dirt bike track got another venue or something. But, yeah, pretty insane. Have you seen Trans World Skateboarding posting about Swampfest as the craziest skateboarding event? That's a good thing. If a BMX event is the craziest skateboarding event, that means we're doing something right. So, all of the links for Swampfest coverage are down below, as well as my videos about it that I totally forgot to put into the feed here for the news. I released my first video asking what was people's first BMX part. There's so many legends in there. Garrett Reynolds is in there. Biz Jordan is in there. Robbie Morales. I even got Adam LZ in these videos. So more of those will be coming. I did an interview with a bunch of Dan's Comp riders as well as a couple employees where they bumped Brady Baker to the pro team. So that one's in there, and I will put those links at the end of the Swampfest links in the description. The questions videos are fun, and there's some good ones coming. I'm stoked on those, as well as the interviews. I interviewed Seth Kimbrough. Aaron Ross wasn't satisfied with me only asking him 5 questions, so we asked a whole bunch more questions and just turned it into an interview. Lots of good stuff to look forward to. But next, we've got Woodward BMX Season 1, Episode 4, Bending the Rules. This one was cool. One of the challenges in this one was Angie Marino's Surfer Challenge, where people were trying to do surfers, and Keir Serlin ended up going the furthest of anyone, and it was pretty cool to see. I think she might be the youngest person in Woodward BMX, the TV show, whatever you want to call this thing. And to see her go further than anybody else was just cool. Also, Huck Karinsky makes an appearance on screen in here. But after that, we got a bunch of videos from this week. We had the Bros Carnival Jam 2023. This went down over in France, Lyon, France. Then we had the news that Johnny Rakes was welcomed to Odyssey's pro team. Pretty freaking wild to see this, because I don't remember seeing any kind of Johnny Rakes off of Primo kind of announcement. So wild to see, just instantly out of the blue, Johnny Rakes on Odyssey. And this video is short but crazy. So many different wild maneuvers in here. I swear that Johnny can think faster than most people, and we'll find out about that because I saw that he's going to be on the Canode Nose podcast for this coming Monday. At least I think it's this Monday. Next, Animal Bikes Kazue Asomatsu Oimatsu 2023 video. And when I watched this video, I came to the realization that if someone asked me to off Animal, sorry, I thought he was on Primo. My bad. Johnny Rakes off Animal. Gotta be more specific if that's what that is. I thought it was Primo. Either way, when I watched this video, I had the thought, if somebody asked me to define the word cutty in BMX with words, I wouldn't know how to do it. But after watching this video, I could point you at this video. I think this video is the personification of the word cutty in BMX, because the riding is on stuff like this guardrail and so many different pole jam setups, guardrail setups, but lots of pole jam stuff. And I actually really enjoyed this one. I need a Huck shirt. Will y'all be in Nowhere in April? I believe so. Next, Dustin Arp's Angles section, Scott Marceau's video. And this is another one that street oriented and lots of hammers in here, lots of technical riding in here in the streets. And it just is a very well done video. We'll just give you a little preview here. This is one that I thought was pretty cool. Cool little setup there. So check that one out, just under 3 minutes. Then we had the What's Hattenin' Jam. This was put on by Chris Firmage out in California. Went down February 18th. Check it out, from Get Stoked to BMX. Yo, Biker Spirit, we're not to 50K yet, but thank you. We're closing in. Over 49.4. We're getting there. I never make this show live. What's up, Salty BMXer? Shout out to you for being here. City Roaming, Melbourne. So this one is a series that Cooper Brownlee is doing, where it's more of like, the way I describe it and what I saw was more of like an Instagram story, but in a full video view, where it's just bits and pieces without any type of guidance by people like telling the story throughout this thing of an adventure riding street in Melbourne. Lots of familiar faces in here. Pretty sure that might be Lewis Mills. Dude, don't crucify me if it's not, but I know I saw Boyd Hilder in there. And I don't know, he said it's a new series, and if there's any kind of thoughts on it, leave them in the comments. I think it would be really cool if this keeps going and they get the insight of people, and then you see these GoPro angles or not professionally filmed angles on things that will be included in larger, more produced videos with the actual angles of them. I just think that kind of thing is cool. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Make it like the behind the scenes with more of a guided adventure where people are talking throughout. And I know some people aren't comfortable with that, but it brings the viewer along for the journey more than just the Instagram, Snapchat story type view, which there's nothing wrong with at all either. Next, throwback to 2006 with Rick Moliterno and Garrett Tapp in the Volt 456 section that was released in 2006. You want a throwback, you want technical riding, this is one to check out. And I put this in here out of order lengthwise because the next video is the San Diego section from the same video that came out in 2006 with Huang Tran, Chris Hervin, Mike Gross, Kyle Hart, and Steve Woodward from literally 17 years ago. My goodness. Lots of really good riding in here. Lots of pegless stuff in here too. That's pegless tech that I thought was pretty sweet. So get a look at what all of these guys were up to 17 years ago. And yeah, check it out. Next, we got a section from the LFS 3 video, looking for spots. The crew in their video. This is Chris Dolan and Jeff with Glasses section. Check this one out. Worth the watch if you're into that street, very spot-oriented type riding. Next, we got Burner by Tristan Sweet. This one is over 12 and a half minutes long, and it features Chad Furch, Kent Fuller, Kyle White, and way more. Well, here's the list of the way more. Saw this guy at Swampfest. He is the one who did the swamp rail, and it was sick. I thought he was from Australia, but maybe I was totally off there. Filmed in Vancouver, BC in 2022. Next, one product related thing, and that is S&M's Factory Friday from last week. We'll have this week's Factory Friday coming out today. This one was really cool because if there was anybody who used that discount code, and for anyone who doesn't know, I have a discount code through Fit and S&M that saves you 10%. It's linked in the description. You got to use the link, and the discount code is with it. But if I know there was at least one person who ordered one of the 26-inch ATFs from that, this video shows more of the production of those, as well as them getting shipped off to paint and then seeing them afterwards. And I thought it was just kind of a cool insight and connection between like the person who ordered that and seeing their bike potentially being built. Pretty sweet. And then just some more production stuff. These videos are so rad because you just get to see what's going on currently in the building. I don't know, it's cool. Next, we got some interview stuff. We got a Matt Cordova bike check from Demolition. List of his whole bike here, as well as some pictures showing it and a riding photo in there. Check it out if you want to learn what's on Matt's bike. Let's take a look. Anything that jumps out wildly? I love how they put pegs not applicable on there. They should have did the same for brakes. Next, Rooftop did a bike check with his 2023 Caveman. Just going through, putting some pictures in here, talking about the frame itself. That's his signature frame with United. Pretty cool. Did a podcast with him, and he talked about his bike setup in that podcast. And now we got this bike check, talking through the whole thing, getting to see some riding clips in there as well. Really hoping to see him on his bike again and feeling 100%. After all the stem cell stuff, which you don't know what I'm talking about there, go watch or listen to the podcast. Then we got Trey Jones bike check from Source. This one is at the Wheel Mill, I'm assuming from the Winter Welcome Jam. Got some riding clips in there as well. And yeah, if you want to know what's on Trey's bike, check it out. I also know that they put out a bike check, a Van Homan bike check of his new bike, which I believe is his UK bike. So check that out as well. I'm pretty sure there's some funny video effects going on here. Let's just see. I haven't watched it. Oh wait, just kidding. There it is. Oh, it's coming out in 102 minutes. So there you go. We'll pop that into the description. But after that, we had the Backbone Zone, a podcast from, what is it? Backbone BMX, I assume, with Dave Patterson. And it's about being a BMX product manager, which I think is a pretty cool thing. I did a podcast with Kevin Connors, who's a product manager, and just getting the insight from these people who are directly involved. And I don't know if they would have talked about the Eclat grip situation with Julian Ortega, or maybe the Swamp Master bike situation or anything like that. But it's an hour with Dave, and Dave has been involved with We the People for quite a long time, so I'm sure it's a good listen with a good insight. Then we got Canode Nose with Dustin Arp. We just talked about his angles section that came out this week. Well, we got the Canode Nose podcast with him to go with it. Then we've got our BMX's version of BMX News. They do it monthly. What the hell happened in BMX? Talking about everything that happened in BMX for the month. And there's a whole list of things that they talked about in there. So take a listen to that if you don't get enough from my weekly BMX news and you want to hear kind of just the highlights from the whole month. That being said, we're going to jump into the members only live stream here in almost 15 minutes. Jump in there at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a member link, join button down below. You can pull that up. Let's see if we can find one. Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy looking for it, but membership is directly supporting the channel, which allows me to keep doing this stuff easier. It gives you access to emojis and the members only live stream. So with that being said, we'll see the members over there. Thank you for tuning in to BMX News, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. And my bike build is coming very soon. I've got it almost halfway built so far. Look forward to it. I'm stoked.